been 5 months since the Senzo Meyiwa murder case resumed, with a new presiding judge, a lineup of new witnesses, and a trial within a trial. Judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng replaced Judge Tshifhiwa Maumela in July after the latter was placed on suspension. Dramatic twists and turns have played out, with the trial stop and start, jaw-dropping evidence, and the defense contradicting the state. Now, 5 men are in trial for the October 2014 murder of former Bafana Bafana captain Senzo Meyiwa in Vosloorus, in what the state says was a robbery gone wrong. Newzroom Africa's Mnisi gives us the highlights.
The words trial de novo started to flash across news headlines earlier this year, signaling a fresh start in the murder trial previously marred by delays. A retired High Court judge, Ratha Mokgoatlheng, and a courtroom were specifically allocated to this matter to get the momentum going. First on the stand, Zandi Khumalo, who is the sister to Senzo Meyiwa's lover, Kelly, and was in the house when the fatal shot that claimed the footballer's life in 2014 was fired. It's the state's case that 2 intruders entered the Khumalo home and killed Meyiwa in a botched robbery.
And then wayefake isigqoko sona lesibinga isikhomba lapha esithombeni. Lo wesibili wayemude eslim ngomzimba egqoke ihoodie.
Accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, was identified as the alleged intruder who wore a hoodie, but he denied ever being in the house on that day. Zandi's sister Kelly, their mother Gladness, Senzo Meyiwa, his friends Tumelo Madlala and Mthokozisi Twala, including Zandi's then boyfriend Longwe Twala, were all in the house when the alleged intruders entered the house. The court heard how 2 gunshots went off, and that the gun-wielding intruder was behind Meyiwa when the first shot went off.
What you are saying is that you and the deceased were facing the second intruder.
Yes.
You told this court in your evidence in chief that the deceased had grabbed or held the hands of the second intruder upwards. You confirm that?
The court also heard from experts who analyzed cell phone data of the accused, and shocking revelations were made.
I discovered that Kelly Khumalo with a number 27 received a call from Ntuli Nkani with the number 27.
Just read that first name.
It's Fiso Kulu.
Fiso Kuhle.
Good lecture.
And if written in brackets 5, what does that include?
It means a suspect 5.
Your investigation, can you tell this court with sentencing if the number read into the record as the number belonging to Mr. Ntuli was record or not? If yes, to which address was it registered?
The number wasn't record in his name.
Under which name?
I'm not sure, my word.
Steyn also told the court that a SIM swap was conducted on Meyiwa's phone after his passing.
Evidence that a SIM swap was done on the deceased cell phone. Who could have been able to do the SIM swap on the deceased cell phone is the person who was in possession of the deceased ID. But as a friend, I'm just asking if you have any knowledge about that. But it is your evidence that the ID for the deceased was Miss Kelly Khumalo until the...
Yes, it is.
The state also pursued DNA evidence. Swabs were taken in the house to determine whether the DNA of the accused could be picked up in the house.
There is a Scotch head, and then on that particular Scotch head that was found on the scene, that particular Scotch head excludes the suspect.
DNA excluded all the accused in the house, One witness, Constable Sizwe Zungu, however, placed the accused at the Sotho hostel before Meyiwa was killed.
Accused number 1, number 2, number 3. Accused bathuwe babeshesha beya erwini likakwabini. Ngisukuma sengibalandela ngena ngaphakathi mina ngakwabini kwabe sekucisha ilight.
The light was switched off, yes.
Yakhanyisa futhi light. Wena bheka bobabili uMozi noGadla babephethe ibhamu. Mafika kuphela ongasiphethe isibhamu.
The main trial took a back seat when the state sought to introduce confession statements by accused number 1, Muzika Ukhulelwa Sibiya, and accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi. The pair objected to its admissibility, saying they were coerced through brutal assault to confess. The confessions can only be admitted if they were taken freely, voluntarily, and in sane and sober senses. Colonel Nhlanganyelwa Mboto took Muzika Ukhulelwa Sibiya's confession.
You wish to make a statement? Yes, I want to make a statement.
Wow.
Number 3, have you been assaulted or threatened by any person in order to influence you to come and make a statement? Nobody assaulted or threatened even to influence me to make this statement. This is answer from the accused.
Sibiya and accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, made their confessions months before they were arrested for Meyiwa's murder. Ntanzi made his before a magistrate and his lawyer.
In die betrokke kantoor op daai stadium was myself, die tolk, die beampte en die deposant in boeye en dan ook die persoon in die pak klere, meneer Mjiyaku.
People that were now in the office at that time, it was myself, the interpreter, the person in the handcuffs, as well as the person that was wearing the suit, Mr. Mjiyaku.
Ek het op 'n baie informele basis met die deposant begin praat om hom op sy gemak te stel indien daar enige probleme sou wees.
I then spoke to the deponent in a more informal way, just to let him feel to be at ease if maybe there was any issue or any problem with him.
Ntanzi denies ever having a lawyer despite various court documents indicating that he represented him on several occasions, even during the first appearance in the Meyiwa murder case. Magistrate Grenier recorded Ntanzi's confession statements, but without his consent.
Court allowed such an egregious flouting and flagrant flouting of accused number 2's constitutional rights in terms of section 35(5). It would not be in the interest of justice to do so, because accused number 2 would then be continuously subjected to a trial unfairly.
Ntanzi made 2 confession statements, while Sibiya made a confession and pointed out a particular scene.
When they choped him, they were using a silver plastic bag covering his face. You want to speak there?
I do not know about that. When he was brought to me and I asked him about being assaulted, he never mentioned anything to me about being assaulted, and he was just freely and being a happy person.
The police who transported Sibiya and Ntanzi have denied ever assaulting them. They've told the court that the accused voluntarily offered information on their involvement in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa.
I further asked him, why are you telling me this now? And asked me, what did I mean by that, my lord? Told him, my lord, that you saw people were wrongfully arrested. This, my lord, was still unsolved. Why didn't you come forward and tell the police that, like what you are telling me? He said he knew that one day he has to take a responsibility, my lord, for the murder of Senzo Meyiwa.
Ntanzi claimed that there were several stops made around the time he was assaulted, prompting the evidence on GPS coordinates that revealed that the vehicle never made stops at the spots as he alleges.
The vehicle went straight to Morocco. There's no other deviation there, Manu.
The last week of the proceedings for the year saw a dramatic start, with the accused physically scuffling with a warden during a tea adjournment. The scuffle happens as the court hears the long-awaited testimony of the lead investigator in the matter. Brigadier Bongani Gininda is the head of the National Cold Case Unit that was assigned the Meyiwa case in November 2018, as it was declared cold and unresolved. He detailed how they used the strategy of nabbing the accused in separate matters months before they were arrested for Meyiwa's murder. It was during this time that the accused made the alleged confession statement. He's also told the courts about Ntanzi's disputed lawyer.
I arrived there, I think it would have been after an hour or 1.5 hours, because I was a bit far from Pretoria Mode, and I found accused 2 with a gentleman who identified himself as Mr. Mjiako, Togoza Mjiako, as his attorney.
Proceedings adjourned until the 22nd of January 2024 and will resume with Brigadier Gininda under cross-examination. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Mnisi at the High Court in Pretoria.